Before thrift haul? After thrift haul?
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Grace, I'm so glad you're here. It's been one of those really rainy, cold, kind of miserable weeks, and that really puts me in the mood for thrifting. And boy, did I find some good stuff. So today I thought I would take you through some of what I found and what my plans are for this new material. And yeah, let's get started. I should preface this by saying most of the stuff in this stack right here came from one single bag. It was like one of those plastic bags that you buy comforters in, and it was all of $4 for the entire thing. So I really lucked out this week. It's probably gonna get really old, just me telling the same price over and over again. But first up is this gorgeous, oh my gosh, it's a wool blend. I did a burn test because again, none of this stuff has like actual details on it, so I really had to figure it out from the burn test, but I did a burn test. It is this beautiful wool, probably acrylic blend, some really raspberry undertones with some blue and orange stripes in it. It's mid-weight. It would probably make a really good, I'm thinking skirt, like a walking skirt or a T-length skirt, because I don't have any of those in my wardrobe. Again, this was in that big $4 pack, so gosh, this thing must have been about pennies. So that's my plan for this. Next up is this beautiful shimmery midnight blue satin fabric. I think it's probably synthetic. I didn't do a burn test, but it doesn't feel like silk to me, which I wouldn't imagine that it is because silk satin is very expensive. But this baby has a little bit more than a yard. It's about 1.25 yards at 42 inches wide. So my plan for this probably is a lining. Let's be honest, I wouldn't really have an occasion to wear a skirt or something made out of a satin like this, but it's very soft. It would go great as a lining. Actually, probably a lining in this guy. They match really well. So if I made like a cape out of it or something, no capes! This would go great, just peeking through and you could see the shine. Next on the list is from that same thing. Again, oh my God, there was so much. This red check. It's like a red and black check. It's confusing the camera. It's a red and black check shirting material. So it's really lightweight. It's 100% cotton. I did a burn test. And it would make a really perfect blouse or some kind of fall shirt. It's very cozy and very soft. So my plan for this is, actually, you know what? I don't have a plan for this. I was thinking probably like a collared shirt, but I've never made one before. And I haven't looked at patterns for it. So if you have any ideas of what to do with the cotton shirting, you know, let me know down below. I'd really love to hear some suggestions. Okay, next up didn't come from the thrift store. I was actually given this by my boss who was cleaning out an old closet as he was moving. This is like a pure white chiffon. It's 5 whole yards. He has no idea why he had it, but he gave it to me because he knows I sew. It's kind of sheer. I probably wouldn't be able to get away with one layer. I'd have to do a lining or a couple layers. But with 5 whole freaking yards, I think I can manage to do something with layers. White is a tricky color for me. It's hard to think of things to do with a white chiffon that don't involve weddings. And I am already married, so I don't need to make a wedding dress. I'm still working on this one. If you have any suggestions for what to do with 5 freaking yards of white chiffon, let me know. I don't know. We'll see. Next up is something I don't really know what to do with yet. It's this gorgeous, very soft cotton black. Feels like a cotton lawn, I think. It's really light, but there's 2 sections about maybe a half yard. Not really big enough to make any kind of skirt with, but I think I could probably get away with a top. Even though it's black, it's really lightweight and it's very soft, so I'm thinking probably a summer blouse. There is a gorgeous, basically it's a sleeveless top that ties down at the bottom and has buttons down the front, and it's very retro and it's lovely, and I have been looking for an excuse to buy it for a while, so I think this is my excuse. This one I actually got when I was thrifting in a different town when I was on work trip a couple weeks ago. This one did not go in that bundle that I've been talking about, but I think it was buried in a bag of interfacing, and it was all of like $1.50. Again, pennies for this stuff. This next one makes my heart really happy because I've never had this before. This baby is actual 100% wool tweed. It's a herringbone with really lovely multicolored threads running through it. It's kind of scratchy, so that's probably not great, but I'd have to line it anyway. But it's heavy. It's It's substantial tweed. I have about 1.5 yards of this guy. There is one problem with it. I did notice as I was measuring this piece, I don't know if you can see that, there are moth holes in it, which is kind of disappointing, but it also A, makes me know that it's 100% wool, and B, that it's probably pretty old. They've probably had it around for a while and didn't know what to do with it. But they're small, they're really small holes, and to be honest, I can probably just embroider something on them and cover the hole up and it wouldn't be an issue. So I'm not too worried about that, but oh my God, I'm so excited. I've never had tweed before and it's so expensive. It's like, gosh, $20, $30 a yard. It gets up to $40 a yard for the nice stuff, $40, $50. So it's out of my price range. And I found this in that bundle I was talking about for $4. So this thing, again, like 20 cents for 1.5 yards of tweed. I'm so excited. I was trying to think of things to make with it, and honestly, it screams cape to me, one of those like cape coats where your arms come through. But my friend Stephanie actually made a really cool one out of a tablecloth a couple weeks ago. I'll link that down below, but that's kind of the style I'm thinking. I've never had a coat like this before. I'm dying to get started on it. Last but not least, certainly not least, is my favorite. This is a wool blend, so again, probably a little bit cheaper than normal, but how beautiful is this? It's this multicolored, absolutely stunning piece of fabric. There's greens, there's blues, there's browns and oranges. Again, wool blend. It came from the same box of all the wools that I got for $4. This thing is, I think it's like 2 yards of this. Absolutely massive. And I'm thinking probably skirt with this. Again, like a walking or a tea-skirt. Bernadette has a really cool, like a modern Edwardian walking skirt video that I've actually been dying to try, so I may try it with this. But this is a mid-weight wool blend, probably wool and acrylic again. I'm gonna have to line it probably, just by virtue of, again, wool is pretty scratchy, especially the cheaper stuff. But I'm just so psyched about this. Y'all, you have those days sometimes where you don't find anything and it's really discouraging, and then some days you just make out like a freaking bandit, and this was one of those times. So I have a whole stack of new wool things to make, and I'm really excited. And I hope you stick around to, follow me along on that journey, because a lot of it's gonna involve a lot of new techniques that I've never tried before, and it's really scary. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope that you're as excited about my plaid as I am. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for future videos and all the projects that are gonna come out of this. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.